I'm Miriam, and I'm about to reveal a story that feels too dangerous to tell. At 45, I find myself in the depths of despair. After years of love, the end came crashing down, leaving me adrift in a sea of doubt and despair. The reflection in the mirror was a haunting reminder of what could never be mine. As I stood before the mirror, vulnerable and exposed, a haunting question lingered. Why would anyone ever want me? The voices that once whispered sweet praises of my beauty had faded into silence. I lost sight of who I was. Maybe, in those moments, I had forgotten who I was. I couldn't bring myself to leave. Wealth wrapped me in a lonely embrace, leaving me yearning for something more. Join us on this journey and share in the moments that stir the heart. Your every click ignites our passion, fueling the desire to share deeper tales that resonate with your heart. If our story resonates with you, we invite you to share your thoughts and ask your questions below. Each moment we share pulls us deeper into a bond that feels both thrilling and dangerous. And I hope you'll linger with us until the very last moment. Your kindness means everything to me. Then he appeared, a spark in the shadows. Despite my efforts to push him away, the 25 years that separated us faded as he touched the most vulnerable corners of my heart. The warmth from him enveloped me, and suddenly I was in his arms, powerless against the magnetic draw. When the new neighbor arrived, I never imagined this young man would completely change everything for me. The first time I laid eyes on him, he strolled down the sidewalk in ripped jeans and a plain white t-shirt, his smile igniting a spark in my heart that felt both thrilling and dangerous. He was just in his early 20s, bursting with vitality and a sense of freedom that felt almost reckless. From my hidden perch, I gazed at him, unaware of the tempest that was about to unfold between us. Soren took the first step, but it was anything but ordinary. He didn't bother with a polite hello or small talk. His approach was daring and direct, laced with a cheekiness that left me both unsettled and captivated. One morning, I opened the door to find him on my porch, a cup of coffee in hand, exuding an irresistible allure that made my heart race. "Miriam," he murmured, his voice laced with a daring charm. "This place feels stifling, so I've made it my quest to steal you away from it all." His tone was so confident, it stole my words away, leaving me breathless. "I don't think we've met," I managed to say, attempting to keep my composure, but he merely shrugged, that playful grin lingering on his lips. "Every story has its start," he said, a hint of mischief in his eyes. "Why not invite me in for coffee? Let's talk about the rest in your room." His daring gaze took me by surprise, igniting a flutter of excitement and unease within me. Though the allure of his boldness tugged at my heart, I chose not to let him cross the threshold. "Thank you," I whispered, attempting to brush it all away. But just as I reached for the door, his voice lingered in the air, pulling me back. "Miriam," he murmured, a hint of mischief in his tone. "When was the last time you dared to chase a thrill?" He lingered over his coffee, his gaze locked onto mine, igniting a spark that felt both thrilling and dangerous. If silence is all you have, then we have a deeper issue. I attempted to push him away, but he was not someone who could be so easily ignored. He refused to accept my rejection, and before long, he discovered countless ways to push my boundaries. One day, as I roamed my garden, he surprised me once more. "Miriam," he asked, his voice unusually grave, "when you gaze at these flowers, Do you see the wilted leaves longing for attention, or the beauty yearning for spring's embrace? His words ignited a fire within me, leaving me both exhilarated and uneasy. Soren, I replied, a teasing smile tugging at my lips. It's rare for someone your age to speak this way. He drew nearer, his gaze locked onto mine, igniting a spark that felt both thrilling and wrong. While others my age indulge in trivial chatter, I crave the moments spent with someone truly special, even if it feels a little wrong. As the days slipped by, our exchanges grew more intense, charged with an unspoken longing. What Soren said was more than flirtation. It was a calculated attempt to breach the walls I had so carefully built around my heart. One evening, as we lingered on the porch, the gentle rustle of leaves whispered secrets in the stillness that enveloped us. After a moment, he looked at me, his gaze intense, and asked, Miriam, how do you always manage to seem so composed? Have you ever dared to let go, to lose yourself completely? Have you ever peeled back the layers and plunged into the midnight sea, or been with the one your heart secretly longs for? Without a moment's pause, I locked eyes with him, searching for understanding, and whispered, Soren, you're still so young. You can't possibly grasp what lies beneath the surface. Letting go can lead to unexpected places. My gaze locked onto his, a silent challenge hanging in the air, begging him to break the tension. Yet, rather than retreating, he offered that playful smile that ignited something deep within me. No, Miriam, he murmured, drawing closer. I believe the true problem is that you've yet to discover who you really are. Perhaps that's where I can step in for you. Allow me to reveal this to you. His boldness ignited a fire within me, a blend of frustration and fascination. His words were daring, stirring something deep within me that felt both thrilling and wrong. The next day, he was back on my porch, and my heart raced at the sight of him. This time, he said he needed my help with his new house, but I could see through the facade. Their words danced around unspoken feelings, igniting a spark that felt both thrilling and dangerous. Miriam, he whispered, leaning in, his gaze piercing through me. I can see it in your eyes. The fire still burns, a secret passion that lingers in the shadows. Yet you've secured it so deeply that the key has slipped from your memory. His words pierced my heart, stirring a mix of shame and frustration within me. With a shaky confidence, I replied, Soren, does this relentless pursuit ever lead you to something more? His smile held a secret, as if he had been anticipating my question all along. It's not just persistence, Miriam, he murmured, his voice dipping into a more intimate cadence. I only want to reveal what's hidden beneath the surface. I long to ignite the passion you've hidden away, the one you no longer remember. And against my better judgment, his words started to seep through the walls I had carefully constructed. He looked into my soul, unraveling secrets I never dared to share. The next time he appeared, I perched on my porch, tea in hand, desperately clinging to the fragile calm I had so painstakingly built. He stepped nearer, hovering at the boundary of my world, his gaze deep and probing. Miriam, he murmured, his voice barely above a whisper, if you can trust me just this once and release your doubts, I promise to take you to places you've only imagined. His words hung between us, a daring invitation that stirred something deep within me. For a heartbeat, I paused, my pulse quickening with the thrill of the unknown. In his gaze, I glimpsed a truth so intense, so pure, and I realized there was no way to retreat. The risks of drawing near to him were evident, Yet the allure of those risks was irresistible. "All right, Soren," I breathed, my voice trembling with unspoken longing. "What do you suggest?" In that fleeting moment, Soren drew near, his breath a tantalizing warmth against my ear as he murmured, "Just go with the flow, Miriam. Letting go is the hardest thing to do." His words lingered, stirring a forbidden longing within me. That night, I let go for the first time. I finally released the control that had bound me for so long, surrendering to the unknown. We wandered for what felt like an eternity in the rain, each step a sweet surrender, our soaked clothes clinging to our skin, a reminder of the storm around us. The white shirt clung to me as we walked, soaked through, revealing a side of myself I'd kept hidden. In that fleeting moment, nothing else mattered. In Soren's eyes, I saw a wildness, a fire that drew me in, leaving me breathless and yearning for more. His intensity enveloped me, his presence overwhelming, and his words struck deep, shaking me to my very core. "Miriam," he murmured, his voice thick with longing, "a woman like you is meant for something more than a normal life. Your heart holds the power of volcanoes, and I long to witness their fiery release." The words cut through me, shattering the defenses I had painstakingly constructed over the years. In his presence, my walls fell, and I found myself vulnerable, caught in a moment that felt both thrilling and wrong. Our connection sparked immediately, the rain erasing every barrier that once stood between us. I trembled in the chill, my skin alive with sensation, yet his touch brought a heat that ignited something deep within me, something I had never known before. His gentle presence stirred a warmth within me, awakening dreams I thought were lost forever. His touch awakened a long-buried part of me, a secret yearning that had been too afraid to emerge. When our eyes met, I felt an undeniable pull in his gaze, a connection that felt both thrilling and wrong. In that moment, a challenge stirred within me, a yearning so palpable it felt like a dare to surrender. In that fleeting instant, the world around us faded away. Soren's hands glided from my shoulders to my waist, a touch so natural it felt like we were destined to be entwined. My breath hitched as the distance between us vanished. "Miriam," he whispered, his voice a gentle caress, filled with unspoken longing. "Stop hurting yourself like this. Cease the inner battle and surrender to your emotions." His words lingered in the air, a soft plea that beckoned her to let go. A part of me longed to retreat, to cling to the safety of my own control. Yet another part, the one that had been buried deep within, whispered for me to take the leap into the unknown. And so, I succumbed. I let go of my restraint. In a heartbeat, the space that separated us vanished, and all that existed was the electric pull of our connection. We peeled back the defenses, revealing our true selves, standing raw and unguarded before one another. When his lips met mine for the first time, the turmoil within me faded away, leaving only a fragile spark. In that brief instant, I surrendered entirely to him. His touch ignited a fire within me, each bold movement stirring emotions I knew I shouldn't embrace. And I embraced it. After what felt like an eternity, our kiss deepened, igniting a fire within me that I hadn't felt in years. A release, a rush of sensation, a rawness that stirred something forbidden and beautiful. A quiet fire ignited within me, simmering with a passion I dared not acknowledge. It was intoxicating, a rush that enveloped me, setting my very soul ablaze with every fleeting moment. It had been ages since I experienced such a rush of emotions. In that fleeting moment, my heart raced with a thrill I had never known. As he tried to pull away, I held on fiercely, drawing myself closer into his arms, unwilling to let go, even as the moment pressed against me. In that fleeting moment, I experienced a desire I had yearned for, a secret ache buried deep within me for so long. That night, it was more than just passion. It was a connection that felt both thrilling and wrong. In that moment, I felt the weight of liberation, a bittersweet taste of what it meant to be truly free. What Soren offered me was more than a relationship. It was a chance to unearth my true self, to let go of the doubts and uncertainties that had weighed me down for far too long. Each fleeting touch, each whispered word transformed me, altering my very perception of who I was. Every moment with him drew me deeper into a world I never imagined, awakening feelings that hinted at a profound connection just starting to unfold. After that night, our bond deepened into something akin to a secret vow, charged with an intensity that eclipsed everything I had ever felt. Soren ignited a spark within me, making me feel eternally young, as if I were a vibrant 20-year-old, brimming with energy and untapped potential. He held me close, his gaze lingering, whether we were surrounded by the world or lost in our own little sanctuary, each moment charged with an unspoken longing. Every touch, every whispered word unraveled me, shattering barriers I never realized existed. Each moment with him pushed my boundaries, leading me to uncharted territories, and I couldn't help but feel this was just the beginning. I thought we were meant for fleeting, passionate moments, memories that would linger in the shadows of our hearts. Yet, the deep connection we had soon became the gossip of the neighborhood. I felt the unease settling in, but Soren remained blissfully unaware. Strangely, the thought that haunted me was my ex-husband discovering this new chapter of my life, a man who had shattered my world and left scars that would never fully heal. I couldn't shake the fear that he might discover my new bond, even if I refused to acknowledge it deep down. This hidden fear, tucked away in my heart, was impossible to ignore. Soren started to feel it, and the way he treated me changed ever so slightly. He never mistreated me, yet an unspoken shift lingered between us. I felt like a shadow of the woman he had once adored, passion slipping through my fingers. Instead, I felt like a shadow of what we once shared, a soul he reached for in the quiet of the night. The tenderness, the love, the spark that once ignited our bond felt like it was fading away. All that remained was a raw intensity, a desperate need, and a cold, consuming longing to possess me. It was quick and intense, stripped of the softness that once made every moment feel profoundly significant. Moments of pleasure flickered through me, yet an undeniable fear pulsed just beneath the surface. Each morning, I awoke to the lingering echo of his touch, a reminder of a connection that felt both thrilling and forbidden. The marks lingered, a haunting echo of the passion we shared under the cover of darkness. The aftermath of our secret meetings left me breathless, each step a reminder of the intensity we shared. One evening, returning home early from work, I stumbled upon a sight that sent shivers through me, a young woman in my house. She wore my clothes, and to complicate everything, she was with Soren. Seeing them together felt like a painful reminder of what could never be. In a moment of passion, I burst into the house, my heart racing with anger, and we found ourselves locked in a fierce argument, voices rising in a tumultuous clash of emotions. In a moment of vulnerability, Soren's voice broke the silence, his words piercing my heart. Do you truly feel anything for me? Your thoughts linger on him, don't they? Your heart aches for him, and this is how I choose to strike back. In that moment, I understood the weight of my past on his heart. His words hung in the air, heavy with unspoken longing, and in that moment, everything changed. That night, we didn't just argue, we finally faced the feelings that had been quietly burning between us. The tension surged between us once more, a powerful force reminiscent of that unforgettable first night. In that instant, everything changed. Our connection was pure, yet one shift lingered in the air, heavy and unspoken. I confessed to him that, against all odds, I found myself drawn to what he offered: his presence, his intensity, and all the emotions that followed. Your presence, until the very end, means everything to me. Before we part ways, if you haven't yet joined us, I urge you to take that leap and press the subscribe button. Your support, though it may seem small, ignites a fire within us, urging us to pour our hearts into every creation. If you felt something today, a simple like would mean the world. Every little gesture helps us weave our stories closer together, even if they linger in the shadows. Your presence in this community means everything to me.